Hey friends, what's up? Philip here with Points of Philip, and I'm really here because Chase is doing a lot of big things this weekend, but there's one thing in particular that caught my eye that had me really interested. So let's take a look at the news that's going on with Chase and kind of the general kind of situation, and then we can put it into a framework of why it might matter or even why it might not. So before we do that, though, I want to ask you guys to like and subscribe. Doing that helps me and YouTube know that what I'm doing is helpful for people like you. And of course, by doing that, that means that more and more people view the content, which I really would be appreciative of. So thanks so much for helping me out. And now let's get into the news. So the big news here that I saw is that so first of all, for those of you that aren't on Reddit, and to be fair, that's a decent amount of you, the Chase customer service team is now actually responding to replies and inquiries on Reddit. And in one of those threads, someone in the Discord, in Anthony Adventures Discord, took a screenshot of a answer that someone who was part of a actual Chase, like actual verified customer service agent, confirmed that there's going to be upgrade offers with Chase. Now, let's get into why that matters. So the first part is for those of you that are more on the American Express side of things, one of the major reasons that people are able to get significant points with American Express long term is they do offer upgrade offers reliably on a lot of their cards. So like the Delta cards, the regular membership rewards earning cards, right? If you have a green card, you can get a upgrade offer to the gold card, usually about 50,000 points, and you can get an upgrade offer to the platinum card. My upgrade offer was 125,000 points, which I took because they weren't giving me any sign up bonuses just to get the card outright. And so this upgrade bonus is significant, and it allowed me to do this in a way that, well, helped me to actually get the card and enjoy the bonus, right? And so that's huge. Now, Chase says they're doing the same thing. Here's why that matters. So, Chase is becoming a little bit more militant about enforcing the 524 status, even on some of their co branded cards. Like some co branded cards historically, the Marriott Bonvoy Boundless or even the Amazon Prime Visa have kind of been a little outside of that 524 requirement. And so, basically, it's becoming a little bit harder to actually get a Chase credit card. And so if you say have this Chase Sapphire Preferred, but then you've kind of moved on to greener pastures, let's say you picked up a few city cards, let's say you picked up the Capital One Duo, and then you went ahead and got a couple of personal credit cards through American Express, let's say the Delta card, maybe even the Hilton Aspire card, you are well past 524. And in order to actually be able to get another Chase card, well, you'd have to stop applying for credit cards for quite a while. And so that could be a problem. But the saving grace here, and the reason why this matters, is that I can turn my Chase Sapphire Preferred into a Chase Sapphire Reserve and actually get paid for it once this actually drops. And of course, now we'd have to see what the actual offers are, and stay tuned. Whenever we actually know, I will be sure to bring that here. But this is huge for a lot of reasons. So we don't know if it's going to extend to the co-branded cards like the Southwest cards or the United cards or even some of the hotel cards, but it could. And that could be good too, because it could be a way to continue to earn some of these points and some of these ecosystems that you actually really care about and use on a pretty regular basis. So this is substantial, at least for me. So Chase is kind of leveling the playing field in a certain way, because American Express has been kind of very famous for doing this exact same thing for a while now. And finally, Chase is saying, you know what, we're in. Let's do this thing. So they have confirmed. So the Chase verified account, a customer service agent at Chase, answered a conversation on Reddit because saying that upgrade offers are coming. Stay tuned. So there's not really a timeline, but I would imagine probably sometime soon. And it seems like they're kind of having to be a little bit more direct, a little bit more aggressive with this sort of thing, just because it feels like they're having to work a little bit harder, because American Express kind of is, well, they're releasing numbers that are showing that they're doing a lot better when it comes to platinum card signups. And so we'll see what that looks like in the future as well. But now, what I want to do too is talk about the fact of everything else that's going on with Chase this weekend. So credit where it's due. So this weekend, Chase is allowing previous holders of the Chase Sapphire Reserve card. So if you had the Chase Sapphire Reserve before it actually changed this summer, you are now eligible to finally enjoy the benefits of the card that everyone else has been enjoying for the last, what, 3 months? And so, yay, congratulations. You're now finally a regular citizen with Chase, despite the fact that you've probably been supporting Chase for years and years and years. Chase is now finally supporting you back by giving you the thing you've been paying for this entire time. So, congratulations. All right. The good thing though, right, is that they actually gave it to us a few hours earlier than they were originally supposed to. So a lot of people were kind of refreshing to wait for like midnight to see if they can go ahead and activate some of these credits, but they didn't have to do that because it actually dropped earlier. So let's take a look at some of the changes that we've seen and kind of what that means. So for those of you that had the Chase Sapphire Reserve before the big change, so you paid the old annual fee, you got the old card. So the old card here, according to an article from Upgraded Points, you got the $300 travel credit. Great. You got the $300 annual and monthly DoorDash promo. So that's, and then the Dash Pass membership for a year. And so that's kind of, that stayed the same, but you had access to this all this time. And then you get the global entry credit, access to the club lounges, let's see, and then travel and purchase protection. So not a whole lot of perks and benefits. So now, of course, you've also been able to benefit with the older, the purchase, multipliers, which included a general chase travel kind of category. So that was really, really nice, and that's going away now. But now, as of this weekend, you can enjoy these following benefits. So you have the points boost feature, which is up to 2x on thousands of top booked hotels and flights with select airlines and hotels who Chase travel. And then you get the $500 annual the edit credit, and that has been adjusted a little bit since this article was written, I believe. And then get a $300 annual dining credit at Sapphire Reserve exclusive tables. Then we get StubHub credits, so $300 each year, $150 twice a year. So if you are able to make a booking on StubHub, you can get that $150 credit right now. And so that's really great. Get $120 in annual Lyft in-app credits, so that's there. $250 annual in complimentary subscriptions to Apple TV Plus and Apple Music. So now you have waited, you've paid your dues, and you can get that Apple TV Plus, which is actually now just Apple TV subscription. And so it's actually hasn't been a benefit, or you haven't enjoyed the benefit for so long that they actually changed what it's called. So there's that. All right, so now let's take a look here. Get up to $120 in annual statement credits towards Peloton membership. So that's going to be a huge value for a lot of people, I would imagine. And then, of course, you do have spend bonuses, spend $75,000 on the card, and you get Southwest Airlines A-list status. So you get the lowest status that Southwest offers for $75,000 on the card. And then you also get $250 credit at the shops at Chase, which means you can pick, between some shops that some people shop at sometimes. And then, you can't forget the $500 Southwest credit. Sorry, a little tongue in cheek here, but yeah. So we have the new credits, right? And then of course now you have the access to the 8-point multiplier for Chase Travel, the 4-point multiplier for direct flights and direct hotels, and then 3x on dining worldwide, which is actually pretty nice with the Visa Infinite card, and then 1x on everything else. And so that's really great. You do have a lot of new benefits that you're able to use, and that's actually a really significant issue. Now, why was this considered to be a bad thing? So bank is, like on its face, let me go full screen here. So on its face, right, giving you what you paid for, giving you the original deal, it's not a bad business move, right? I understand why they made that decision, right? So you don't get the new benefits without paying the new annual fee. And that's kind of a way to kind of balance the back end books a little bit and kind of ensure that everything's staying profitable, which again, Chase is a business. They got to stay profitable. I get it. However, American Express is making a lot of money on their new platinum kind of membership thing, and they handle things a little bit differently. So last year, so the summer before this past summer, they refreshed the American Express Gold Card, and so the Gold Card went from a $250 annual fee to a $325 annual fee. That had a lot of benefits that were upgraded, including a new and improved Resi credit as well as a Dunkin' credit, which was really solid. There were a lot of really good things about that particular upgrade card. But if you're someone who already held the gold card before the product change, or the product changed, you actually then had immediate access to all of the new benefits and the old benefits too. And so American Express kind of laid the groundwork for, like, okay, this is what banks should be doing. So flash forward to this past fall with the American Express Platinum card. So I'm actually going to go into my extra wallet here to pull out my mirrored platinum card here. So we're going to go ahead and there we go. Nice and pretty looking new card. So first of all, they came out with a pretty good design for the card. I like it. It's nice and thick, hefty. It doesn't really bend that much. You can see it's kind of actually like I'm pushing on it pretty substantially. But yeah, so it's a nice card. So they recently revamped it. But if you previously held the platinum card, which I did, so I paid the old annual fee, the cheap one at $6.95. And anyway, so we actually got now 2 quarters of these quarterly credits. So the American Express Platinum card has a lot of credits that we actually had access to immediately. So in September, before the quarter changed over, we had access to a not a Peloton credit, a Lululemon credit of $75 and a Resi credit of $100 that expired at the end of the month. And you had access to that immediately. So you're paying the old annual fee and you're getting the new benefits, but more importantly, you're getting the new benefits, but so you can double dip, right? So I have actually made 2 purchases with Lululemon. I've bought 2 pairs of pants in different colors, and so that I've been able to do that. And so I'm paying the old annual fee, but I'm getting the new benefits. And so we've already maxed out both of the Resi credits, so the $200 in restaurants expenditures, $150 in Peloton or Lululemon credits. What is going on with that? Lululemon credits, and so we've gotten hundreds of dollars of value on this card, and we're still paying the old annual fee, right? We're not actually set to renew on this card until I think February, if I remember correctly. Yeah, February. And so, that's really kind of a nice way, refreshing way to go about kind of thinking about this product change. And perhaps the biggest reason, the biggest difference, the most financially different difference is that American Express has the Platinum card has a Fine Hotels and Resorts, or the Hotel Collection credit, of $200 going into this product change. Now they've changed it to be $600 a year, $300 every 6 months. So if you already use the $200 of the Fine Hotels and Resorts credit, which I used in June, you get another 300 to use by the end of the year. And so that's huge, right? So you're incentivized to do it again, and they could just be like, oh, you used it for the year, and so you got to wait until the next year until you pay your new annual fee. They could be like Chase, but they're not. And so that is one of the reasons why American Express is kind of winning the game here, and Chase is trying to play catch up. And they do have a solid card. It's got great multipliers. It's a lot easier to use overseas in certain countries. There's a lot of really good things going on here. And so this is kind of a big deal, right? So Chase is doing good things. They have good news. The fact that they're doing these upgrade bonuses is, again, they're playing catch up to American Express, and that's it's a good thing, right? Competition is a good thing for consumers, but American Express, again, is just kind of showing their loyal customers that they're exactly doing what they're supposed to be doing. And so I'm going to show you here my member date. So 2014, I've had a card since, and so that's where we are at. So anyway, thanks so much for watching this. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this Chase adjustment, this change. Does it make sense for you? Are you happy about it, or do you still think that American Express is kind of just continuing to show Chase what it's like to actually run a premium credit card? Anyway, let me know in the comment section below, and I can't wait to see you guys until next time. Have a great day. Bye.